Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to the Mundane Matt channel. And you know, if there's one thing I have learned to just love, and not even really learn to love, but just loved in general, I've been doing YouTube 5 years. I've covered all sorts of dumb internet controversies from whatever political ideology there is. But this one cracks me up. Oh, it just makes me laugh so much. And of course, I'm talking about Stephen Colbert. That's right. The lovable late-night comedian is currently finding himself in hot water over a joke he made in last night's monologue that, well, didn't go over too well with some of Trump's base. And in fact, he finds himself in hot water over what some have called a homophobic joke. Saying here, Late Show host Stephen Colbert is facing backlash for a joke he made about President Donald Trump on Monday night that many are calling homophobic. And look, I just want to put this out there. The people that are calling this homophobic don't really know what homophobic means, because it's not a homophobic joke. It's not. It's really not, but whatever. During his opening monologue, Colbert went off on Trump over the president's treatment of CBS News' John Dickerson, who saw an interview with Trump abruptly ended when he asked about the president's unproven claims that then President Obama had wiretapped Trump and members of his campaign. As Dickerson and Colbert are both CBS employees, Colbert felt it is his duty to say the things Dickerson himself could not. And look, to be absolutely fair, that interview where Trump abruptly ends with John Dickerson, when Dickerson was asking him about Trump's own tweets about the wiretapping claims, the currently unproven wiretapping claims, at least to the extent of which Trump had espoused that there had been those claims. Trump just saying, well, no, we're done here, after I don't stand by anything I said, is hilarious enough. But his treatment of the reporter asking the questions about Trump's own words was highly disrespectful. And had it been Obama and a conservative reporter, well, you know that the red flag wearing right leaning people in this country would have lost their collective shit over it, which is one of the reasons why this particular outrage is fucking hysterical. So what Colbert went on to say here, essentially is, well, I'm not going to go through all of it, but he says here, you talk like a sign language gorilla that got hit in the head. In fact, the only thing your mouth is good for is being Vladimir Putin's cock holster. I heard that this morning. I crippled over with laughter. I crippled the fuck over with laughter. To me, that was one of the funniest goddamn things I had heard in a long time, mostly because I've never heard that exact phrasing before, and it was hysterical. Even if right now we don't have the evidence to back it up, there has been enough about Trump, what is it? I want to, giving approving comments over these dictators, him saying that Kim Jong-un is a smart cookie, him wanting to bring over Philippines President Durante, a person who has been very much guilty of war crimes and shit, or at least alleged to be guilty of war crimes. Him saying that Putin is a good guy. I mean, all the things Trump has said in regards to this shit is hysterical to me, because it's just utterly fucking ridiculous that people are getting so butthurt over this. It really is. It's like, yeah, he made a joke. Is it a joke that's going to offend the base? Absolutely. But is it any worse than calling Hillary Clinton a nasty woman or crooked Hillary and all the times doing that? No, it's very similar. It's ribbing somebody in a way that's going to really get underneath their feathers. And this time around, it got under Trump supporter feathers, which to me is even funnier, because Trump won't ever address this shit personally, but Colbert, I think at this point, has made it abundantly clear that Trump will never, ever, ever go back on his show. No matter what it is, Colbert probably won't do it. And look, just to be on the fair side here, normally when Colbert insults President Trump, he does it with a little bit of gleaming, behind his eyes. He's having fun with it. He's just telling a joke. This felt a little bit more angered than other jokes. The way he says it, he had a bit of determination there. And I think part of that had to do with the fact that Trump's treatment of the journalist was so unprofessional and very much like a child throwing a tantrum that it warranted what could only be seen as maybe a similar response. But let's take a look here at the same article, what some of the Trump supporters are saying. SK Jolt says, way over the line. Need to issue a formal apology and go on several weeks of unpaid leave, else fire Colbert. Yeah, not going to happen. Daniel Doran saying, unfunny show has now become disgusting show, turning off CBS. They live, it says, anti-American homophobic bigot. Again, they don't really know the words that they're using there. This is a lot of this shit, calling it homophobic is very much a buzzword. The joke I made on Twitter is that this is a whole bunch of special snowflake conservatives they got a bee in their bonnet over a bad joke. Whereas if the shoe were on the other foot, they'd be laughing about it if someone had said that, you know, Hillary Clinton's mouth was just a cock holster for fucking Vladimir Putin. You know what I mean? Like, there's no equality there in terms of how the joke would be taken. And I think that's abundantly clear. Jake Taylor says, you know, it's time to hashtag fire Colbert, because if this was Rush saying this about Obama, his head would roll. Now it's time to level the playing field. Now, Rush Limbaugh has said worse things about President Obama, worse things about Hillary Clinton. Get the fuck over yourself. And of course, Mafifi's here with the name and a fucking Pepe saying, on one hand, Jimmy Kimmel Live tugging at the heartstrings with genuine feels. On the other hand, homophobic Colbert show. Jimmy Kimmel's story about his child with the heart defect is definitely a touching tale, but again, not homophobic. Let's see, and a bunch of other people here. My favorite though is Jack Posobiec here. This is also the guy, by the way, who was pushing hashtag dump Star Wars, claiming that even though he hadn't seen Star Wars Rogue One, clearly there was anti-Trump sentiments in the movie, clearly they were running it on an anti-Trump agenda, and therefore must be boycotted. Never mind the fact that he didn't see the movie, and he said this many times before the movie came out, but was still pushing this narrative. So anything that good old Jack Posobiec says can go straight the fuck in the goddamn trash. At the end of the day, this entire situation is just people getting butthurt over a mean joke, right? And those out there that are going to get mad at me calling the right special snowflakes here, they're going to say the right aren't for creating safe spaces and the right isn't for censoring speech. Getting after somebody for making a joke they don't like and trying to get them fired as a result of that is censoring speech. And if you don't happen to see that, then what the fuck are you doing here? All right, this is a situation where there are, in fact, special snowflakes on any political ideology, and now we're seeing the conservatives come out and fly their little special space flag. So, in the meantime, I'm going to fucking mock them, just as I would mock the left for doing the exact same fucking thing. And if you think this is going to take down Colbert, if you think this is going to stop Stephen, it's not. All you've done by making this trending hashtag and by trying to go after him is just going to get him more popular. His ratings are up exponentially since the inauguration. Why do you think he's harped on Trump every single night? Because people tune in and people like it and they laugh. And the fact that this joke landed as hard as it did and as well as it did, and the resulting controversy surrounding it is only going to boost his ratings for tonight and the foreseeable future, because he's going to ride this wave, very similar to how he did with hashtag cancel Colbert from 2014 with Suey Park, if any of y'all remember that shit. It's going to go nowhere. It's only going to make him more famous and ultimately make him more money. So for those of you who want to see Colbert fired, it ain't gonna fucking happen. And all you're doing now is just making him more money. So, good for you. But, look, if you've made it this far and you haven't thumbs down the video and unsubscribed, cool. But for the rest of you, see ya. Because I'm serious. If you get triggered over this joke, you are no better than the people that you laugh at when they get mad over someone who is right-leaning making a bad joke and then the left getting upset. It's a horseshoe theory in motion, and you got to call it out when you see it, and that's just how things are. So for the rest of you out there, check back later for more content from me. Be sure to leave a comment. It should be kind of fun. These are always going to be fun, especially if I criticize something about Trump. That's whatever. And I'll talk to you guys later. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thumbs up the video, subscribe, blah, 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 and peace out.